Hello everyone, welcome back to a new Flesh and Blood video. So we are just going to one-take this. I'm bringing you today 5 of the Dark Horse meta decks, as I do every month. If there's been a little change in the meta or any new heroes or new cards, I'm here to give you the 5 Dark Horses of the meta. I always make the meta decks, the top 5 decks to play, and people are like, oh yeah, they're cool, but we already know about this. And I find that a lot of the people that watch my videos are really excited for this video, so I'm really happy to bring it to you, and I'm just going to have some fun, talk about these 5 decks that I think are really cool and can win you some games. So, should we just get into it, because it's so cool? We're going to start off with my one and only, my favorite. You can see this is my deck, Boltyn. I have an RTN tomorrow. I think it's probably the biggest RTN I'm going to go to. I think it's the biggest one in Auckland, because just the LGS is so big. And dude, I have access to Nu, seen by a few as the best deck in format, if not like one of, right? But no, I could bring Nu, I could bring CYB Nu, but no. I'm bringing Boltyn. So I just want to say a couple things about this list. I will have all the lists linked down in the description if you would like to give them a go on Talishar. But if you're going to play Boltyn and you have access to every single card in the world, this is not the exact list I'd play. I am missing some cards. I'm missing some Soul Shields. I'm missing some Celestial Cataclysms, and that's about it. So, here's the changes I would make if you are going to play this list. I'll first quickly talk about Boltyn, and I'll talk about the changes. Boltyn, he's cool. He does so much damage, so much value. Just don't think about his flaws. I'm not going to talk about them, because there are none. Okay? There are no flaws. Just play him. Don't worry about disruption. There's not really any disruptive decks in the meta, right? I can't. But actually, he does actually have quite a good matchup into Nu, which is very important. He really struggles into arcane damage. That's where he lacks, right? But Viscera is going to be rotating out soon. So, people seeing that, the Boltyn mains out there, the many Boltyn mains that I'm sure there are, going to be seeing that and wanting to pick him up. But I think he's really strong. I'm going to be playing him in RTM because I think he's really strong. I wouldn't be taking him, having access to Nu, I wouldn't be taking him if I didn't think he was strong. Changes I'd make. 2 Sync Belows, remove them, just have 3 shelters. This really helps into arcane damage. It's a blue against the rune chance, and the thing is, you don't, not only do you not have blues, you don't have arcane barrier, okay? You have AB1, which you don't bring into them anyway, because if you have to pitch to AB, you're already losing. So, this is it's really important. And I've only got 1, unfortunately. 2 Lumina Lances, just cut those, get these out of here. We've got Warcry Bologna now, we don't need Lumina Lance, and instead we bring in 3 Celestial Cataclysms. The last one is up for debate. I think 2 Remembrance is too many. I would take out 1 Remembrance and both Valor You Got, and I'd probably bring in Soul Shields. They're just really good into Guardian. There's not any Guardian players in my meta. There's 1 Guardian player in my meta, and it's Kale. So even if I had all the tech in the world, I'm not beating him, because he will just fatigue me, and there's nothing I can do about it. Some things in life are out of your control, and that's one of them. Beating Kale is not a real thing, unless you're playing Enigma. So I don't even think about Guardian, because other than him, I'm pretty confident into Guardian, I'm pretty confident into Assassin. That's another thing where Soul Shields are good, but tags are like, there's so many uses for this at the moment. I really like it. It's good and really good into Zen, I found. But that's Boltyn. I think you should play him. I think he's really cool. I think he could do well. Well, you'll be seeing my video next on Sunday about how I won an RTN with him, and we'll open that gold foil. This is totally not preemptive at all. I'm winning with Boltyn, trust. Let's move on. Verdance. I love Martian Bay is probably my favorite player, right? Like, I would do anything to meet him. I'd do anything to have him watch my videos. Martian Bay, if you're here, you're so cool. You're iconic. I love your story times. Oh, my cards are so bad. They're so terrible. Oh, I've won the game. That's how it feels to play Verdance. And I think Verdance is an underrated deck. I think she's actually really strong. I don't know. There's definitely issues with her. I haven't had enough experience with her. Even though I used to be a Wizard player, I haven't played her recently because of 2 reasons. 1 and 2. These cards are very expensive and I could not afford. But I think Verdance is super strong. I think she definitely struggles into Enigma. I haven't even thought about it, but I'm just assuming she struggles into Enigma just because not a single thing here says go again. This is the only one that says go again. Like, yeah, that's not good. So I think this is super strong. Arcane damage is good. Martian Bay's a really good Wizard player, I'll admit, but like, hey, if he proved it, it's not just him. There's a few other Verdance has been top 8ing this, been everywhere. I feel like recently the only one that hasn't had it is like Calling Christchurch didn't have a Verdance in top 8. But you know what Calling Christchurch did have in top 8? They had a Slippy. Oh wow, that was a good segue. I didn't even plan that, by the way, guys. I was just like, oh, you know, there was no Verdance into... Yeah, let's move on. Slippy. So, Assassins are really strong at the moment. There's no denying that. New and Arachne Marionette are so strong. This guy... When I saw they brought him to CC, right, and I looked at all the heroes that were coming, this is the one I immediately was like, wow, I want to play this hero. He just seems really, really strong, right? Okay, so I was like, Slippy surely is the best out of all the assassins. Let's just go again. It's so good. Like, go again on a card like this whenever you want. So good. He has access to play the Hunter's Claves. That's how you want to play him. So good. The first attack with stealth each turn gets go again. Not your first attack with stealth, any attack with stealth. So, here's an auto loss into all the assassins. Yeah, that's not good. But, other than that, I think he's the strongest assassin. I would rather play this guy into any of the aggro decks than any of the other assassins, if I'm honest. I really think he's super cool. I think he has a lot of kit. I think Toxicity works really well. I think Kiss of Death Toxicity is insane. And being able to guaranteed flick Kiss of Death, because it has go again naturally, is just too good, right? Do we run Save of Bloodshed in this list? I would run Save of Bloodshed. I haven't really thought too much about this list in particular, but I would run Save of Bloodshed, because I think Save of Bloodshed and Kiss of Death is literally the coolest combo. Yeah, I think this is really cool. I don't know what this is about. I don't know why they don't have an Arcane Lantern. And they have all three of these. It's a bit weird. Because at the end of the day, you don't really have enough blues to be sending... But oh, I guess they just have it for Spell Void because they don't want to pitch into it. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But Slippy, very cool. Very, very cool. $3,000 though. $3,000 for a Flesh and Blood deck is out of this world. Moving on. Kano. I'm a Kano player at heart. I played Kano for quite a while. When he was really good as well, but I couldn't win with him. So, although as much as I love Kano, I'm not very good at him. I will admit, I'm not the best Kano player. But I love Kano. And there's no denying that Kano is quite strong in a format where there is a deck at the top of the meta winning 2 callings in a row with 0 blues in. Like, okay, although Brody did beat 2 Kanos on his way to the finals win, I think he's really strong, and there's just so many red line decks, right? That either have minimal AB, no AB, like Boltyn, he just auto beats, but I don't think that's really what we're talking about here. Although Boltyn's cool, there's not many Boltyn enjoyers, so I think it's really strong. I just can't really the pure combo, right? I think that's how you do it. I know for hard, like, played into new in the top 8. Well, you guys wouldn't know this, but I was actually at Calling Crush, which was pretty cool. But I saw for hard playing, and he went with Waning Moon. So it's not always pure combo, but I think just doing the combo thing still works, right? There's not really changing that. Pure combo, it still does its thing. And I think it's really cool. I think if you like Kano, now's the time to play him, honestly. Finally, Vinet. So, I really wanted to put Prism here, but I realized the backlash I'd get for putting Prism here, for one reason and one reason only. Prism's not really a Dark Horse deck right now. Prism just seems really strong, and I think Prism's probably just an A S tier deck, tier 1, tier 0 deck. So, I can't put Prism here, so I was like, Finlay, you're really cool. You get to, your Vinet list gets to be here, and Cole's really good. Just the above rateness of this, it's just astounding. Like, it actually gives me a headache playing against this hero sometimes, because the amount of value I'm getting hit with. Yes, you do brick. Luckily, you have a Vexing cooldown, but yeah, you do brick. Like, that's the problem, right? No rune chance, but holy, when you have tempo and you cook, whew, there's no stopping this deck. Wow. If you just have rune chance, like, you play your Malefic, there's Malefic, yeah, you just play these cards. If you just play Malefic Incantations, you just win the game. Like, if you have tempo and you have Malefics on board, you just win. Like, there's not much about it. You just have rune chance, you can play your cards for incredibly above rate. It's just so good. And that's my opinion on this. I think this is quite an interesting list. I haven't really thought too much about it. I'm just seeing a lot of cards I haven't really seen. Like this, for example. I'm not going to read it. That's too much text for 9 o'clock at night. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head on over to speaking and say thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I did this one. Oh, that is... Ooh,